President Biden celebrated the holidays with a bill signing blitz on Christmas Eve. He is now on his way to the U.S. Virgin Islands to spend time with his family the week leading up to New Year's.
How's your day going, Kevin? You excited?
But before leaving, the president...
You hear back from the white cargo van that's going to blindfold you and throw you in the back? No, I'm playing. I'm excited for you.
Was busy, able to sign 50 bills into law, including one that formally makes the bald eagle the country's official bird.
That's the one I'm excited about. Finally, the bald eagle gets some damn respect.
CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins us now with more on all of this. Scott, good to see.
That's going to be his last memory. He'll be like, remember when Biden made the bald eagle our bird, which we all thought it was, but it wasn't actually legal?
So what are some of the other pieces of legislation that Biden signed on Christmas Eve?
This whole range of things that is now law, starting with bald eagles and concluding with a hazing bill that many people, many activists have been pushing forward to address college hazing. The anti-hazing law signed by President Biden would require schools to report annually.
He must have got hazed.
Incidents of hazing on their campuses. Federal law already requires schools to report safety issues, safety incidents on campuses. That now expands to include hazing. You also see at the bottom of your screen the No Corruption Act. That's actually addressed at members of Congress to deny members of Congress who are convicted of public corruption issues, bribery, fraud, from collecting federal retirement benefits.
Oh, fuck yeah. There has to be there has to be, you have to discipline these people. People are getting away with fucking everything.
That doesn't come at a moment of trivial nature. It doesn't come in a vacuum, Chanel. It comes in the same year we saw members of Congress either convicted of or plead guilty to corruption issues. Bob Menendez, the New Jersey senator, convicted at trial. George
Good to hear, Kevin.
Santos, the former New York congressman, pleaded guilty to face sentencing in February. Not a trivial moment for that issue. But also, we saw Paris Hilton lobbying Congress in recent weeks, trying to get through a law that President Biden signed, among the others,
what is
that
this?
would crack down on abuse of young people in residential treatment facilities.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's rough in those. It's rough because a lot of the people that are like the nurses and the advisors there probably have problems of themselves that they're going through. And a lot of people will go through those treatment centers and they'll be like, hey, we're hiring. And then after they're sober for 30 days, they get a job there.
Wide range of laws, but this is typical at the end of a Congress, the end of a presidency, when they're finishing up old business.
And Scott, we also saw President Biden grant clemency to some federal inmates earlier this week. Say more about that.
Yeah, that's firing up the talk radio circuit this holiday week. 37 of 40 men on federal death row have had their sentences shifted to life in prison instead of the death penalty.
Ooh. Interesting. Does he just want them to suffer more or what?
Donald Trump's already picked up on that, arguing that President Biden is going
37 federal inmates, death sentence commuted to life in prison. 3 death row inmates did not receive clemency.
Soft on crime or sending a message that is not of deterrence by doing so. The president has said that this is a shift from a policy of death penalty to a policy of life imprisonment to show the next administration what priorities should be. But to be clear, this is 37 out of 40, Chanel. 3 people will remain on federal death row, including the mass shooter from South Carolina, from the church, from Pittsburgh, from the synagogue, and the Boston Marathon bomber.
Damn,
look for that to be an issue President-elect Trump picks up on before he takes office as something he argues is a misstep by President Biden.
I remember the Boston Marathon bomber. I remember that happening, and that was like this first real moment that when that happened, where I started questioning like my own life, and I'm like, it brought out a lot of anxiety. I remember when that happened. That was like, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna take a wild guess. 2013. I'm looking it up right now. I'm saying 2013. It could be 2014, but I swear. Hold on. 2013, April 5th. We got to see this. Yes. Right there. 2013. Not trying to gloat, but I just remember. It was I remember the moment. I don't know why. Yeah, that's pretty wild. It's pretty wild, and it feels like they just want, everyone has a different strategy. It's all a psychological strategy. It's like, say, hey, there's no death penalty. Now you know there's no way out. You have to sit here in jail and suffer. Chat, what do you think would be worse? Death penalty or suffering in jail for the rest of your, in prison for the rest of your life? You know? I mean, we're all going to die. So probably suffering in prison, you know, for the rest of your life.